Hello everyone and welcome back. I'm Duke Silver, and today's game is inspired by a comment I got on one of my previous Sad Dracula videos. Jay Bestling asked what the game plan was on Sad Dracula if Slay doesn't come together for you. And I did respond by saying like the easy answer is scam, right? Like scam is like kind of like the very easy kind of fallback plan for Sad Dracula, which is what we're gonna kind of see here. We do get a bounty board nice and early though, so Slay does look promising in this game. But yeah, sorry. As far as fallback plans go, other things that are good on Sad Dracula are literally just anything that you want to attack first, right? Anything that really wants to attack first, like Good Boy or copycat builds can be very good on Sad Dracula. Although it's easy to kind of like skew yourself towards Slay comps, so like it's a little bit harder to kind of like get into those if you're focusing on Slay too much. But yeah, all right. So let's get into this. We're already at 3.1 here. Yeah, just pretty basic early turns. We're kind of struggling to get Slays here. The reason that I'm willing to sell this dragon for a temporary spell is just getting the Slay buff going on the Ogre Princess is really important, as it'll snowball over time, as well as having an open spot is fine with the two donkeys in the front row. Giving them kind of a place to spawn is pretty important. Well, not necessarily like important, but it's fine. Fine to have an open spot with the donkeys is what I'm trying to say. All right, so it's an interesting group of treasures. Crown of Atlas is pretty good. Like if you're trying to play copycat, because obviously like you put the good boys behind the copycat, and it's they're good characters, so it makes it easier to get into that. But getting an extra spell is just a really good utility treasure to take. So. And since I'm having trouble getting the Slays going, I wanted to kind of give myself more access to like pump spells and whatnot, so I can kind of buff up the characters that I want slaying in slot 1 there. And yeah, and now we've got a Medusa, which is, as I've said before, like probably like the most important character to get on Sad Dracula. Again, it's like your pivot point between, like it can be your like Slay catalyst, like it can get your Slays going with your Jormungand's and whatnot, and it's also kind of it's your plan for backup, right? Because it is a scam unit in itself, and getting to attack first every combat is just super important. A little bit of an awkward spell there. It's good for our donkey, but the fact that they have 2 of their own donkeys makes it just a little bit awkward. But golden donkey beats 2 regular donkeys, I guess. And I did lock this kiss because I wanted to kiss this donkey. And as much as I like a golden puff, it's not ideal. Was kind of hoping for like a river wish or something, and there's another kiss in this shop, so we are gonna lock that. Let's see if we can get a good relevant golden 5. There are quite a few good hits like Baba Yaga, Southern Siren, Lancelot. A Wombats would be just like a really nice unit. Even an Aeon actually would be, since we have double book, a golden Aeon would be a really good hit for this kiss as well. Alright, and we get a Cupid, which is fine. It gives us another. We could kiss it again into a golden 6, or it's a reasonable scam unit as well. Pairs with the Medusa in like a pumpkin comp. And there's a Lancelot. So we have the Sporko and the Haunted Helm. It's not going to be too tough to get the activation here. And we have the +7/+7 spell in the shop that we're gonna lock. So we'll definitely be able to get it, get the lance trigger next turn for sure. So for now, we're just gonna put it in the back, and Chupacabra gets the slay and puts some attack on it. And we get a slay out of it, so that's nice. Right, and just cast the spell, and yeah, we got it's 25, 28. We can put Medusa in the back now. Really hoping for a horn here, but no such luck, unfortunately. Gloves of Thieving is going to be really good since we're at 5.1 now. We don't have a Baba Yaga or like a River Wish Mermaid, and we missed Horn, so like we got to kind of think about the fact that we might not be able to get Slay going. Gloves of Thieving is a good way for us to steal something relevant from an opponent and kind of maybe steal a comp kind of thing, to steal some direction. So Sword of Fire and Ice is obviously the best right now treasure, but I am going to take Ambrosia just because it's got a lot more potential later in the game, and we are at the top of the lobby at the moment, so, and going into 6, so finding like a pumpkin or a Yorm even would be good. And again, looking for Horn, but missing again. We're just gonna skip that. Yeah, so yeah, pumpkin or Jormungand would be great in the Ambrosia slot. And we're just gonna create some open slots, and I'm gonna lock this Scion of the Storm since we have this golden book piling up spells for us. Then this Scion of the Storm is also gonna be pretty good in the Ambrosia slot, just a big chunk of stats. This Chupacabra is really struggling to get slays. So I think it is not going to be around for much longer. I was considering Good Boy there, but I think we're too far away from Good Boy at the moment to consider that pivot. We don't have the economy for it. Even with the bounty board, we're not really getting a lot of gold. And speaking of Good Boy, that's a mix of Whizzle into it, which does nothing. And yeah, I'm just gonna make a switch into Crafty right before the end there. 2 Lightning Dragons somehow managed to both miss the Scion. Kind of some unfortunate combat RNG, but it's big enough to finish off this comp by itself. And there's a pumpkin, and I think yeah, I'm just gonna switch into pumpkin now. We're just like it's just taking way too long to try and get slay things going, and like the Chupacabra is not slaying, so pumpkin seems like a good switch at this point with the Medusa and Cupid and Book and whatnot. And yeah, we picking up a pair this turn makes us much stronger than we were. And yeah, we're gonna put the pumpkin in the Ambrosia slot, and I'm gonna switch this Baba Yaga out with this Cupid, just give us higher scam potential. The extra slays just don't really matter, so having just like a better attacker, better character in that slot's just gonna be much more important. Not to mention the golden pumpkin is going to be speeding up the lobby quite a bit, dealing a lot of damage with those golden summons. We're going to take the pair of Scions here. It's scaling over time, and it could be just a big character to have on the board, which might be relevant. And I'm pretty happy to just shard this lance with all the extra stats on it. Yeah, last time we saw Waddle, they had a pretty squishy backline, so if this Doom Breath can get a few slays at a time, it can scale pretty fast. But they have found Crystal Ball and Black Prism, so they are absolutely enormous. And yeah, they're gonna beat us with relative ease there. But we do get to triple this pumpkin and get a level 6 treasure. I kind of wanted a Wand of Weirding here. It's like double Pegamorphs would be super impactful against that enormous board that we're not going to be able to beat without scamming at all. But also we did steal their one of their giant Aeons, which is something. And this Morgan is probably very strong. They're at 5, which means they've gotten their second treasure as well. But that's a big Pigomorph on their big ranged character. And again, those lightning dragons miss the Scion. But we get a great Doom Breath attack there. All right, now we get to work trying to like scam like our life depends on it. Literally. I mean, like, it's a little bit of a spoiler that we do end up winning this game based on the fact that I uploaded it. So the journey to get there is pretty wild though. So it definitely takes a lot of luck to scam a board like that, as they're growing by hundreds and hundreds of stats every turn, right? So, but stealing that giant Aeon is pretty huge because it's going to be able to actually trade with some of their stuff, and having Medusa go first is just super important in the ability to scam something like this. See, basically all our characters are able to trade 1 for 1, which is very important, and getting that attack is huge. Like getting them attacking into the pumpkin there is actually the difference between winning and losing that combat. And we get another Aeon, which is about twice as big as the last one we got, so yeah, we're gonna steal their comp slowly and use it against them. So this might not be like a great showcase for scam even, but it's also, or it's a great showcase for Gloves of Thieving rather, and how Gloves of Thieving can help turn a game around when your opponent is absurdly large. And yeah, I was thinking about selling that Cupid, but I don't think that's a good idea. But we are going to play as many of these Medusas as we can. So we steal their good boy there, which does nothing on our board right now. And we get no scam out of our pumpkin. So these characters are just going to be way too big to even make a dent in. We lose that one. We can't lose another fight at this point. Oh, but we do have a giant good boy, which is important to note. So at this point, I really just want like a Pigomorph, something that's gonna help me scam. Another thing, or what I really need is this. It was all a dream. Basically, like the only thing that's really gonna save me here, or allow me to compete with stats, is beauty, and there it is. I do briefly consider Trophy Hunter, just because I've got this giant good boy, and if the giant good boy slays, then then that's just an absurd amount of stats. But having this turning everything good is probably the only way that we're going to be able to survive. Also, we did steal their good boy again, and we're getting some great Medusa hits here. Also, we hit the right thing with Medusa, so we're the Cupid is big enough to actually kill the last thing that's left and win the fight. I know we have 2 of these enormous golden good boys. This Ambrosia's not doing anything for me, so I am gonna triple this Medusa just to see if I can get a deck of many things, just for like an additional kind of shot at scamming them. But unfortunately, we just skipped that. But it doesn't matter. We weren't gonna play the 3rd one on board anyways. And yeah, that's a big Mix-a-Wizzle into a pumpkin that has 1800 attack. So that's gonna value trade. And we're gonna take the apple here. Just make something of theirs small enough for us to trade with. And they Pigomorph one of our Medusas, which is probably best case scenario here for us. And that pig, because of Beauty's ability, gets all those good boy buffs and is big enough to trade, and then we hit them with a very lucky Medusa out of the pumpkin and managed to scam. Probably one of the biggest scams I've ever accomplished. Yeah, so thanks everyone for watching. I would really appreciate it if you would leave a like. It helps the channel a lot. Lets YouTube know that it should recommend this video to other people. Subscribe if you haven't. Please and thank you. And yeah, I'll see you tomorrow.